The other day I was leaving my house and somebody hit my car. There's no way I can get GAP now.
I am 48 years old and I am broke.
I'm literally broke. I don't have no money saved in my bank account.
Some things are worth skipping. GAP on a finance car, probably not one of them. Especially when you turn it down, total the car, and then suddenly remember buying it right around the time you need it.
The other day I was leaving my house and somebody hit my car. It was a 740i. The car is totaled. Insurance is paying me out, but it's not enough to cover my loan. I remember I got GAP from you guys.
I do remember when you were
remembers.
here, you specifically told me that you didn't want any add-ons. When we were closing down, I showed you the numbers. You told me you didn't want any extended warranty or any GAP that will max out your monthly payments. Do you remember that part?
No, I remember I got GAP.
Of course, I remembers buying GAP because admitting you turned it down is expensive. So the strategy is simple. Rewrite history and hope nobody checks the paperwork.
I'm looking right now at your account on the contracts that we signed, and I have a contract here that says that you refuse GAP because you were looking for just a plain pay the car every month, not any add-ons, not extended warranties. You did get a complimentary warranty by us for 3 months, but that was about it. When you refuse GAP on the day of the purchase of the vehicle, there is no other day to purchase GAP. Right now,
You should know
the
that.
only solution that I can have for you is try to get you on another vehicle.
Excellent solution to the problem. Let's finance again. Maybe this time actually get GAP. It's funny how people suddenly remember things that never happened. I've met quite a few people like that. Somehow the version they remember always seems to benefit them.
If you want to do that.
So I have to pay the loan. There's no way I can get GAP now.
No, man,
course
that
you
is
can.
not an option. You can get GAP right now. Once you refuse on the day of the purchase, GAP is not an add-on that you can buy after that day that you pick up the car. It's
That
only
would be great,
available
though.
when you're
So
taking
next
delivery.
car, if I come back and I buy another car from you guys, it's gonna be bad.
To be honest, it won't make a difference in your monthly payment. The only difference is like $1, $2, $3 on your monthly bill.
Of course, you can't get GAP after the accident. That's not how insurance works. You don't get to wait until the bill shows up, then start negotiating with the past. You either bought it or you didn't. And the paperwork has a funny way of remembering better than people do.
But it protects your pocket in a way that you will never be whole accountable for this kind of situation. Now, you probably have to pay a couple
Hey,
thousand.
it wasn't even my fault. So
I know it's not your fault, but for the insurance,
matter.
it doesn't matter if it's your fault or not your fault. They can only pay a certain percentage of the total value of the loan. That's the reason why you're going to be stuck with that couple $1,000 debt right now. I mean, you can call the bank, try to set up with them, settle for a couple, pennies on the dollar. But at the end of the day, they will hold you accountable for that.
It's great to save money, but sometimes saving money up front costs you more later. GAP is one of those things. It feels optional when they offer it. Then the car gets totaled, the loan is still sitting there. And suddenly that extra coverage looks a lot less extra.
is there any way I can still get a good deal on another car right now?
Of course.
I need another car now. I don't have nothing to
I
drive.
mean, you can stop by. We'll be here until 7 p.m. If you could be here, I can get you rolling in another BMW.
You guys have another 7 Series? 'Cause,
Yeah,
I love that car. I only had it for like 2 months.
Yeah. I have one 2020, actually, the new body one with
It's always
all the
the guys in the
sensors,
BMW.
all the bells and whistles. So I'm going to set up an appointment now, and I'll see you when you get here, okay?
Okay,
Round 2, another car, hopefully a better decision this time. Because the first one proved the car wasn't the only thing upside down.
Let me show you something that nobody has ever showed you before. This is Lisa. She has a $40,000 Amex credit card. This is you. You now have a
this is going.
$40,000 Amex credit card. Why? Because you got added as an authorized user, aka piggybacking. This is called trade lines. This is what's going to help you get a new car, new apartment, new credit cards.
Piggybacking. It sounds so innocent, almost cute, like you're just along for the ride. But really, it's just borrowing somebody else's credit history so your own looks better than it actually is. Basically, credit cosplay. You get all the score, none of the experience.
If you have a lot of credit card debt, I want to know the reason why, because I think a lot of us have really similar stories on why we got into so much debt. I got into $110,000 worth of credit card debt, and the reason isn't that crazy. It started in 2020. We went from 3 incomes down to 1 income. We added 2 family members. We had twins, and we weren't buying luxurious stuff. We weren't living frivolously.
She must have been living beyond her means. The 6-figure debt shows that. You don't accidentally end up there. That takes time, choices, and a lot of I'll figure it out later.
We were surviving. We were paycheck to paycheck. Our extra money went towards credit card bills. It's just this vicious cycle. And if we had anything left over, that went towards medical expenses. We were paying off our deductible, and then we always met our out-of-pocket max every year, which was at least like $10,000. That's hard when you're living paycheck to paycheck.
There's always a way to justify debt. I used to do it too. You call it temporary, you call it necessary. You call it getting through a rough patch. But sooner or later, you have to stop explaining why you're stuck and change what's actually keeping you there.
I am 48 years old and I am broke. When I say broke, I mean $0 broke, no money.
That's usually what it means.
I am burnt out to the core, and I'm done living like this. I have worked in group homes and nonprofits for over 25 years now. I've poured my heart into my job, gave it everything I got, but I'm burnt out. I don't have any more to give. Between rising costs, bills, broken appliances, I hit my breaking point.
48 and broke. That's a brutal spot to be in. But that's also where the excuses have to stop being the plan. You either change the way you're living or keep getting older with the same problems. And the longer you wait, the less time you have to fix it.
I'm literally broke. I don't have no money saved in my bank account. I'm young and I cannot buy a house because I don't make enough money. I don't make enough money to buy a house, and I'm super broke. I don't have no money saved, and I work paycheck to paycheck to pay my rent. This is what people are saying on the internet, okay? They're talking about how they don't have no money. Like it's so many young people who don't have no money. And I'm gonna tell you why.
I used to say it.
It's because we're overspending on other things. We're overspending, we're overdoing it.
When I used to live paycheck to paycheck, it was because I was overspending, buying things I didn't need. I was charging it because it felt easier at the time. I told myself I'd deal with it later. It was a great plan, right until later actually showed up.
A lot of us is going out on trips, buying a lot of food, eating takeout all the time, paying for things that we should not be paying for, doing too much all the time. Like, what happened to us, like, treating ourselves every blue moon? Like, treating ourselves has become a thing every single day. Every single day, young people are wanting to treat themselves with something. And that's the problem. We're overspending, boo. You're overspending. That's what it is.
There's nothing wrong with treating yourself, but the money has to be there to back it up. There has to be some kind of budget, because if nothing's being saved, it's not treating yourself. It's just spending money you already needed somewhere else.
A lot of times, it's not people's rent. We're overspending.
Why
We're
the
seeing the
gummo
amount.
film me?
We're paying the bills, and then we're like, oh, this leftover money, I could use it for something instead of saving. I seen this video. This girl was talking about how she don't have no money saved in her bank account, but some change. And she showed her bank account. And then she has a credit card, $5,000 in debt off of a credit card. I don't even know how is that possible. Like, and she was young. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I hate credit cards.
Credit cards are not the problem. It's the person using them. And I used to be that person. I used to see credit cards as a way to buy things I couldn't afford. Swipe now, worry about it later. It's great, right until later starts charging interest.
I hate it because it's a setup. And you would never, never see me get no credit card. No. I already got to pay school loans. I already got to pay them back. I'm not getting no more credit, nothing. Like, I'm not playing these games with the government.
What games?
Like, a lot of us young people, we use too much money. We look at leftover money and we think it's free, and it's not. It should be saved for a rainy day. It should be saved for emergencies. That's the problem. That's why we can't afford nothing. That's why we can't afford assets, and we only can afford a car payment and a house and the bills that come with the house.
I don't like when people act like credit cards are a trap. They're not. They're a tool. And if you can't use that tool properly, you shouldn't have it. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. The problem is pretending you're in control when the balance proves you're not.
Not for your boomer ass. Good luck getting employed again if you get laid off.
Well, that's the problem, right? And I've been at my job for 16 years, and I'm realizing that too. These companies don't care about you.
Of course they don't.
Grinding for all this time.
In what way? Depends how you define care.
You can get let go in a heartbeat.
Yes, that's not care. I care about the people working here, but if there is a budget crisis or if someone sucks at their job, that's not caring about them.
They won't do anything. Like, nobody's going to come and say, let us help you, or do you need anything?
I learned this pretty young, but I know people who still haven't. It's a job, that's it. It's not supposed to be your entire life. It's supposed to pay for your life. Expecting a company to care about you is where people get confused. Because if you left tomorrow, they'd have your job posted by lunch.
What do you mean? Do your job. What do you think you're employed for?
Well, I'm talking about the businesses that I've worked for are very, like, big corporations.
Sure. What? You want them to come for doing your job? What do you mean?
So I'm going to shows. I'm doing what I want.
Of course.
The money always comes. It always comes.
Except not really, because you just established if you get laid off, you're probably no age discrimination in this country. You would be
Yeah, I would now, but I wouldn't have been.
The money always comes. That sounds nice, but it's usually said by people who never seem to have any. Because if the money always comes, why does it never stay?
When broke people say, I can afford this, you know what they're saying? I think I might be able to pay the payments. If you don't want to be broke people anymore, you get out of the land of payments. A $44,000 SUV when you make $85,000 a year is stupid.
It is.
Whether you paid
It's
cash
really
for it or
stupid.
not, it's still stupid. But when you financed it, it's double, triple stupid.
I used to think payments were the way to go for anything I needed or wanted. If I could afford the payment, I thought I could afford the thing. That was a mistake. You stop looking at the total cost. You stop thinking about how long you're locked in. Before you know it, you're working for things you already bought.
But it felt good when you bought it, and Mama's going to be pissed at Dave Ramsey because her husband called the show and he said, you're stupid. And Mama loves that car, I'll just tell you. How many times has that story been repeated in the last 25 years? I'm a cuss word in some of your all's houses. That's
I get
fine.
comments about 'em
Everybody's
all
got
the
to have a
time.
gift. I've got it. I'm okay. But we have to begin with the end in mind. It's called being a grown-up.
Spend money, enjoy your life. Just don't confuse being able to get something with being able to afford it. Because that's where most people get stuck. Not broke from one big mistake. Broke from years of making bad decisions sound reasonable. That's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.